Hey, welcome back to Sarah's Vegan Kitchen and to another What I Eat in a Day video. We're filming this intro in a new location. The rest of this full day of eating was filmed back at the very end of our stay in Georgia. So we drove back to Colorado, picked up all of our things out of storage, and continued on to Southern Washington, which is where we now live. We've been here for about a week. We love it so far. We're finally settling in. Everything's mostly unpacked, and I'm so excited to film videos in the new kitchen. The lighting is incredible and I'm just very excited. But moving is expensive. I feel like just existing in today's world is expensive. So we have been really good about following a budget for our recipes lately. And in today's video, I wanted to share some easy, cheap vegan meal ideas that are still delicious. First up, I made some breakfast tacos with crispy air-fried potatoes. I peeled and cubed a few russet potatoes and soaked them in cool water to rinse off a bit of the extra starch, which helps them to crisp up better. Then I drained and patted them dry with a clean kitchen towel and tossed them with some olive oil, some salt, onion and garlic powder, and paprika. This is pretty much my go-to spice blend for most savory recipes. And then these go into the air fryer at 400 till they're golden brown and crispy. The exact time is going to vary with the size of the potatoes, so I just give the basket a shake and check on them every 5 minutes or so. Usually I do like to boil my potatoes before crisping them up in the air fryer or the oven, but since I cut these so small for the tacos, it wasn't necessary this time. Then while the potatoes cooked, Eric whipped up a really simple tofu scramble with some extra firm tofu. He is much more adventurous with spices than I am. He really likes to use this mushroom umami seasoning from Trader Joe's. I'm not sure if they still sell it, but we like it a lot, so we kind of stocked up. He also added some onion and garlic powder, some nutritional yeast, plus some salt, pepper, some vegan butter, maybe a few other things, I'm not sure. To assemble our tacos, I heated a few corn tortillas on the stove. And we also heated up some refried vegetarian beans just from a can. We do enjoy making our own beans from scratch, from dry, but we usually do that in the Instant Pot. And we didn't bring our Instant Pot to Atlanta, it's back in storage. Then we heaped on our air fryer potatoes, our tofu scramble, some fresh lettuce, and some of Eric's homemade habanero hot sauce. And this was a very delicious, healthy, and affordable vegan breakfast for us. The beans and tofu added a good amount of protein to keep us full, and we also made enough to enjoy leftovers for a few days. I think breakfast tacos or breakfast burritos are a great vegan meal prep option. And now a few words about our sponsor. Cometeer is an innovative new way to enjoy coffee. They partner with award-winning roasters all over the world. Coffee is brewed and flash frozen at peak freshness to lock in the flavor, then it's delivered straight to your door. You receive a box of coffee customized to your preferences, with new roasts available every month for those of you who love variety like I do. The coffee comes in these frozen capsules, and all you have to do is melt them and combine with water or milk, hot or over ice, to create your perfect coffee drink. Lately, Eric has been getting out of bed a little before me and making us iced lattes and waking me up with coffee. My current favorite is the Bell Blend by Clatch. I just love dark roasts, and this has chocolatey tasting notes. It's really good.
I've been drinking the George Howell decaf. It's super rich and bold, which makes it way better than decaf you'll find at a cafe.
Cometeer is super quick and easy, but most importantly, the coffee tastes delicious. It's genuinely on par with cafe quality at a much more affordable price point. So if you'd like to try Cometeer for a limited time, you can use my code SARAH25 at cometeer.com to save 25% off your first 2 orders. Now, I usually like to make some kind of bread every week, and this time around I made some homemade pita bread. I do have a video from a few years back demonstrating how to make pita bread, which I will link down below. It might seem a little intimidating, but it's actually quite a simple recipe with very few ingredients, and I think it's totally worth the effort. I use the New York Times pita bread recipe, which calls for a mixture of regular and whole wheat flour, a little bit of sugar, salt, water, and olive oil. You knead the dough for a few minutes and then allow it to rise in an oiled bowl for about an hour or until roughly doubled in size. Then you divide the dough and shape each portion into a ball. I form the ball by rotating a piece of the dough in my palm while tucking the edges toward the center repeatedly. Then you can pinch the bottom to seal. Let the dough balls rest for about 10 minutes to relax the gluten so that you can roll it out more easily. And you roll them out to roughly 1/8 inch thickness. Then I let the rolled out dough relax for another 5 to 10 minutes. This helps them to form a kind of skin on the outside of the dough, which helps it to puff up in the oven. And in the meantime, we are preheating the oven to 475 and preheating a baking tray in there as well. The pita cooks very quickly, it just takes a few minutes per side, and you can also accomplish this on the stove top with a very hot skillet. I wrap them in a clean kitchen towel while they're still hot to help them soften up a little while I cook the rest in batches. Later on, I took a few of the pita breads that got a little too brown in the oven and I chopped them up into little cubes. Tossed those with some olive oil, salt, pepper, and garlic powder, and I spread them on a parchment-lined baking sheet. And I baked those at 350 until they became crispy and golden brown to use as pita croutons for a salad. I diced up lots of fresh cucumber and tomato for our salad. I also minced up some fresh white onion. Then I dressed that simply with some olive oil, salt, pepper, dried parsley, and a little bit of red wine vinegar and lemon juice. I also chopped up some iceberg lettuce. We had some store-bought lemon hummus in the fridge, and I just made a quick and easy salad dressing with that by simply thinning it out with a splash of water. I added in a bit of chili paste to add some heat. I tossed the lettuce in our hummus dressing, and then I added some of our marinated cucumber and tomato salad, as well as our baked pita croutons. This was just a really delicious and refreshing salad for lunch. Then for dinner, I made a garlic eggplant stir fry. Eggplant is something that I love to order at restaurants, but it has taken me a while to figure out how to prepare it at home in a way that I like, but I was very happy with how this recipe came out. I started out by soaking my sliced eggplant in some heavily salted water, which helps to draw out some of the bitterness. I also always have some dried shiitake mushrooms in my pantry, so I rehydrated a handful of those in boiling water. Then I prepared lots of fresh ginger and garlic. I use a spoon to easily peel the skin off my ginger. And the home we are subleasing in Atlanta has many of the owners' belongings still in it, including this microplane. So I used it to grate my ginger and garlic into a fine paste, which I really liked. I think it brought out some of the sweetness in the garlic, and the fine texture kind of allowed it to melt into the sauce. So I will probably get myself a microplane as well. I think one reason I love eggplant so much at restaurants is because they usually fry it in a lot of oil, and I just wanted to avoid that, so I simply steamed it until it was tender. And then in the meantime, I mixed a simple stir-fry sauce with some brown sugar, some vegan oyster sauce, which I get at my local Asian market. It's mushroom-based. Also added some soy sauce, some mirin, and some cornstarch to thicken it, along with a few tablespoons of the broth from the rehydrated shiitake mushrooms. I removed my steamed eggplant to a plate, and then right in the same pan, I stir-fried some sambal chili paste with some scallions and my garlic and ginger paste until it was fragrant. Then I poured in my sauce and stirred it till it thickened. And then I folded in my steamed eggplant and the chopped shiitake mushrooms, along with some more fresh sliced scallions. And recently I learned that sesame oil can develop a bitterness when heated too much, so nowadays I will usually drizzle it onto my dishes at the very end to add flavor rather than cooking with it. And this garlic eggplant stir fry is just so simple, it's delicious, it's affordable, and I'll certainly be keeping it in our rotation. And in general, I would love to find more ways to prepare eggplant at home, so if you have any favorite eggplant recipes to recommend, I would love that. To round out our day of budget-friendly vegan recipes, we have this easy chocolate cake. During the Great Depression, families would make this vegan-friendly cake because eggs, milk, and butter were expensive. It's a combination of vinegar and baking soda that helps make the cake light and fluffy rather than egg. This kind of cake is also known as wacky cake sometimes. I layered the cake with some chocolate coconut whipped cream and topped it with a really simple frosting made of vegan butter, powdered sugar, and cocoa powder. This cake is really delicious, and I think it tastes even better once it's a day or two old and the cake has had a chance to absorb some of the moisture from the frosting. So that is it for today's budget-friendly What I Eat in a Day video. Hopefully this gives you some inspiration for some easy, cheap, delicious vegan meals that you can try out. If you do try any of these out, let me know, leave a comment, or you can follow us over on Instagram. We've been really active over there lately, making lots of reels and other short form content. Very, very excited for fall to be around the corner. It's my favorite season to be cooking and developing recipes, just all the cozy stuff. Subscribe if you want to see more vegan cooking recipes, and I will see you very soon. Bye.